I became the most hated foreigner in the Philippines. To save my fiance's life from cancer, I needed a lot of money. She said, "Babe, do it for me."
I love you. I'm crying.
Watching her fight hell and earth gave me no other choice, so I just did it. The internet isn't just old talk. Like, when people put their minds together to hurt somebody, it will happen. And it happened to me. I'm sorry. She's not going to make it. When I heard those words, I knew I had to act. And we realized it was serious. Keyboard warriors are quick to judge, but no one knows the inner demons you're fighting. 2022. I met her in a dating app. I didn't know she had cancer, but she told me. She tried to push me away. She said she didn't want to hurt me if she passed away. We cried together through the glass of our cell phone screens.
Okay, baby, I love you.
But she had no idea that I could save her life, that in the next few weeks I would have over $200,000 in my bank account. He only knew that I would lose my home and that in the next few days I would be struggling in life. But how can you fall in love with somebody with cancer? Losing your mother, your first true love, the one who worried about you until her last breath. That pierced my heart and the way I perceive life as we know it. At that moment, I had the option to let her go. And what if it didn't work out? I would lose thousands of dollars to try to save her life. What if she hurt me with her passing, as she said in the video call when I first met her? She knew I was in the middle of crisis about to happen in my life, and what happened next touched me. She offered to help me. She said, "If you can come here and adapt to our way of living, I can take care of you." She said, "Wish I could have met you earlier, before I got sentenced to death." A scammer would always ask things that would point to money. She never asked me for any help. "Hey, I have good news," she said. "You found a new home?" "No," she said. "Oh, I'm flying to the Philippines." "Baby, what?" "No, don't play with my feelings." She broke down into pieces. "You do love me, but I have cancer and I will die soon." "No, you won't. I won't let you," she said. Yes, babe. I will fight for you and my family." Our face was soaked in tears. Her eyes glittered as she stared at me and said, "Wait, but how?" Instead of me sending her money, she invested on me on my arrival, and she literally gave me her heart.
Love you.
She bought the air conditioner. Not only that, but she put a physical cash deposit on the rent of our studio in Valenzuela City in Manila. Who would do that? Nobody does that unless they really have a heart for you. I made up my mind. I choose her over my dream. Some called me stupid. Some said I would regret it. I didn't care what anybody had to say, because my heart told me it was okay to love April Rose. My heart started pounding for April Rose. So the big day was here.
Love you.
I flew to the Philippines, to Asia, to the unknown world for me. I knew I was doing the right thing. Money has always occupied a big section of my mind. This time, it was different. Yeah, this time it was different. Money wasn't calling me. No, this time, it was love. I woke up. I had zero control over my feelings anymore.
Hey, baby. And get a nice shave, and then I'll be back. Okay? Love you. Love you, baby, so much. I miss you. I'll be with you soon.
This was meant to be. It was at this moment when I realized that it was God I prayed. He used me. I accepted. My mind was solid on this decision. I knew that's what I wanted to do.
We're about to go already.
God blinded me. I know. Because knowing the old me, this would have never, ever happened. I stopped believing in coincidence. Coincidence is just a word utilized by weak men when they can't find an answer. The fact that you can't answer a question doesn't mean there isn't one. You're just incapable of seeing beyond the main picture.
And this is why the internet started calling me a scammer.
Scammed by Bryan Rose.
They couldn't see that I was trying to save my future wife. They couldn't see past that one video. They couldn't see this.
When I arrived to the Philippines, I met her for the very first time in person. She wouldn't stop grabbing my hands and kissing me. I was blessed. I told her, you know what? God put me here to help you. And He gave me the desire to do so as well. And that is what I'm going to do. Of course, she couldn't believe it, but eventually everything started snapping into her and it just started making sense. Why I was losing my home? I wasn't really getting evicted. I have sold a property. And that is why I told her, I won't let you die. Then the worst happened. She got very ill, very sick, and had to go to ER. It wasn't good. The results came in. It was already growing. It was advancing. It was an aggressive cancer. We had these mixed feelings, mixed emotions. I remember that we didn't really know what was going on. The cancer treatments weren't being as effective as they were supposed to. According to April's oncologist, she said the results were good because the cancer wasn't growing, but it wasn't shrinking much either. I remember we both set this one goal. We would beat the heck out of this cancer together. Finally understood that stopping a cancer's growth is considered success, even if it's still there in your body, eating you alive slowly. We talked about the problem and she said, let's enjoy our life together. We enjoyed our moments, every second together. I could still afford all those things. Even she was always worried about the money. Yes, the money. She would always stress about our future and the money, even though at that moment our bank account was still loaded. Just calculating all those medical costs was kind of nerve-wracking. Are we gonna make it? Are we gonna have a future or not? We don't know because things weren't working out the way we expected them to. When I first met April, she said, my biggest dream is to be an influencer, a YouTuber, a vlogger. Little did I know, the passion that we shared with April would make me the most hated foreigner in the Philippines.
See you on the next vlog.
Whack. Here we go again with the medical bills. I lost count of how many times we went to the hospital, but it surely became our first home. By then, we had already lost thousands of dollars, and many people on the internet may not realize the immense financial, emotional, and physical effort required to care for a cancer patient. It's not something anyone can fully understand unless they've experienced it firsthand or possess an extraordinary level of love and dedication for that person. I had to act. Time was running out. If I wanted to see her breathe again, I had to sacrifice everything and risk it all to give her another chance at life. By this point, she had already lost all her hair, and any hope of winning the battle against these demons seemed to fade away. So I reminded her every day, you are so beautiful and you make me fall in love with you every single day.
So the continuous rate is 20 mcg per hour, but if you request with the press of the button, it will do an additional 20 mcgs. It will lock out for 10 minutes, so that's the safety feature, and you have a max dose of 4 hours. Your Spider-Man, babe. Shoot some babe.
So I will fight for you the same way you fight for me and your family. So don't you dare give up on me, because God brought me to your life for a reason. So as long as I have money, I won't let you die. I will find a solution. So just trust the process.
She said, babe, I don't know how much longer I'm gonna be here for you. Our subscribers said start a fundraiser so you can get help for April. Her pain became unbearable, sometimes so she wouldn't even be able to blog. Even though she loved doing it, that would limit her and her happiness. To save my fiance's life from cancer, I needed a lot of money. She said, babe, do it for me.
I love you. Don't cry.
Watching her fight hell and earth gave me no other choice. So I just did it. During the initial moments, I also started a PayPal. I had so much stress and so many problems in my life already. I didn't need any more, so I shortly got rid of it. PayPal failed. Started GoFundMe once again. It was some help coming in. Being unsuccessful on reaching the goal that we needed, I flew to New York in the hopes that I would get hired and be taken more seriously by this company for a remote position. Yeah, I risked it, but I think it was worth it. Or was it? This was a pivotal moment on our journey fighting cancer. I flew to New York City and became homeless.
What does April say? Did you know he was gonna be homeless?
Before living to New York City,
Don't cry. I'll be back. I promise, babe.
I told April, if I make it, I'll come back and I could continue to sustain your medical bills and even get you treated with this one
Just
job.
trust the process, my love.
On the other hand, it was a 50-50, of course.
I miss you already.
What if I didn't make it? The interviews kept being pushed further and further and further, eventually draining the money that I had to stay in expensive New York. I will have to sacrifice and sleep in the street.
Mahal kita. I miss you, baby.
Barely feel my hands. Gonna sleep outside again.
Being a vlogger and not filming it to share with other people, it's kind of stupid. I said, you know what, April, I think you're right. There's people out there who love watching other people suffer, and there's people out there who always try to help. I vlogged my homelessness, time and passion and effort into this one video. It just blew up. We got monetized. Now, if that weren't enough, the donations, the help for April just came in. Problem after problem, non-stop. What happened next was devastating. April almost died. In order to give beautiful April Rose another chance at life, she now required a life-saving surgery. So part of the money of the fundraiser was utilized for that. The subscribers were saving her life. Yes, part of the donations were sent to April's mom, which were around $4,500 during those times. $4,500 weren't enough to get her out of the hospital.
Baby, did you remember that I told you, babe? You send the money, the receipt 130 something thousand. Gonna lower our bills. And now the other one, this is not included of doctor's fee.
But something happened again. I got a message from April's sister. She said, Kuya, you have to talk to April. She's dying. When I read that message, I called April immediately.
April was saying goodbye. April said, "Babe, come back. I'm not gonna make it. I want you by my side." My tears just ran. I couldn't believe what she was saying. So I did exactly what I had to do. Booked a ticket first thing. I flew back to the Philippines on the next morning. With my money, with money that I had to borrow, with the help of our lovely, amazing subscribers, we gathered enough money to get April out of the Philippine General Hospital. I might be wrong, but from what I can recall right now, the total amount was somewhere near the 426,000 pesos or something like that. And some still dare to question, where did the money from the donations go to? So together, we got April out of the hospital. The donations are pretty much gone, but they keep coming in, capping in around approximately $5,000 or so, not really much more. By mids of January, living in Manila, April said, "I want to go back home just to live a simpler life." The unthinkable happened though. YouTube subscribers infiltrated our life and intoxicated the entire family. They started with April. They intoxicated her mind into believing that I was stealing her donations. Everything started falling apart after this moment. My family in the Philippines started turning against me.
You gotta be able to back up your accusations.
And I didn't understand why, because I couldn't see it yet. I didn't realize how grave this issue was. And April's closest supporters literally act like the devil on April's shoulder. I became a target and threats came left and right. And it was all because our subscribers, supporters on YouTube fell into the lies of parasitic YouTubers.
Bryan does not deserve anything going on well in life.
So this massive popularity on YouTube didn't only bring good people, it also dragged evil within them. Now, I'm not speaking about everybody, because until this day, there's people that have a heart and believe that there has to be two sides of the story, and have been waiting for this moment to hear and see the truth, because all I ever asked for was to remain neutral. Now these parasitic YouTubers who
Look, Bryan.
collaborated with haters, they all united forces against me. Every one of them, every video played an important part to destroy me down to the ground. They influenced majorly into destroying my relationship with the love of my life. You were literally the devil on her shoulders. And thanks to your idiotic actions, I was kicked out of April's life. Thanks to your stupidity, I faced legal cases. Because of you, somebody was sent to kill me, but they failed. I was forced to hide like a criminal, and I was forced to live a rural life in the Philippines, but I don't regret it. Because of you, the accounts were frozen, and April never received the last of her donations. Because of you, April died without a husband. Because of you, the wedding never happened.